Hey friends, thought I'd just do a little update. Hope you're coping okay with the lockdown. And I was just thinking this morning actually about what we know. I probably in the last couple of weeks I've said I don't know more times than I don't know any other 2 week period in my entire life. I don't know. It's been probably on all of our lips. It's nobody knows. Nobody knows. And that's the thing that keeps going around. I was just reflecting this morning on what do we know? What do we actually know? And I was reminded of Romans 8, 28. It says this, and we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. There's a lot we don't know, but there are some things we know, and this is one of them. We know, and that word "know" there is it's a strong word. It's actually it says we know by seeing. It's actually we have seen is the phrase Paul uses. We have seen. It's like it's a strong knowing. We know. We've got a confident knowing. There's a lot we don't know. There's a lot we're not confident about. We're not even sure. Can we get our weekly shop delivered? We don't know a lot of things, but one thing we do know is this: we have seen something in God, and we know that what? And Paul says we know that all things work together for good. The things themselves may not be good, but all things will work together for good, and that is just so, I think, so encouraging to for us as we kind of are in this season. We know this, that all things work together for good. And the New Living Translation says God causes everything to work together for good. It doesn't say that God causes everything. It says he causes everything to work together for good. There are free agents who cause things. What caused this virus? We don't really know. They're trying to work it out. We don't know what caused it. There are free agents in the world doing stuff, and who knows who caused this thing. But what we do know is God's ability to cause things is greater than our ability and anyone's ability to cause things. And his ability to cause things goes beyond ours, and he causes things to work together for good. He causes things, anything, good and bad. He causes it all to work together for good. And that phrase "he works" is an active, it's present. He is working. It's an active present tense. He is working. He is working. It's not he's kind of passive, he's on the sidelines. No. He is working right now. I just want you to draw comfort from that today. I was really drawing comfort from that he is working in this. He is working right the way through this. He's presently working. He's active. We're not just waiting for him to turn out. We're not crying out, God, please remember us. No. He is working in this whole thing. It's mind-boggling. It makes us fall on our knees and say, God, your ways are higher than our ways. Your thoughts are higher than our thoughts because you're working in this whole thing. And what's he causing? What's he working towards? His end is for the good of those who are called to his purpose. You and I have got a purpose, and our purpose is frustrated. Our purpose, the things that we want to do, the things that we want to achieve, largely have been frustrated by what's happened. But God's purposes are never frustrated. And that is just an encouragement for us today. His purposes are never frustrated. What is his purpose? Well, we have to look elsewhere for Paul to describe in more detail what God's purpose is. A couple of places, Ephesians 3:10, Ephesians 5:17. He did this to present her to himself as a glorious church without a spot or wrinkle or any other blemish. Instead, she'll be holy without fault. Ephesians 3:10. Through the church, the manifold wisdom of God might now be made known to the rulers and authorities in the heavenly places. God's purpose is transformation of the church for display of his glory and his wisdom to the world. That's his purpose, that those who love him, those who are called according to that purpose, that's the end result of all of this stuff. No matter what happens, no matter how difficult or hard it gets, we know that God is presently, he's actively working to cause all of this, to transform us into his image, to be without fault and without blemish, and to display us for his glory and his display of his wisdom to the wider world. And that's just, I just want to leave those thoughts with you. I hope those are some encouraging thoughts this morning as you face whatever you face with change of routine, change of rhythm, schooling kids at home for the first time, whatever you're facing today. I just pray that you would know that strength and that encouragement that God is going to cause all of this stuff to work together for your good. The only question left is, do you love him? And have you responded to his call for salvation? If you're not yet a believer and you're watching this, I'd encourage you. He is the one who's calling you. Even through this, he is calling you to respond to Christ, to give your life to follow him, to give your life to receive his sacrifice for you. And if you've already done that and you know that, I just want to encourage you as well, that he is going to cause all of this stuff for your good. And there's so much we don't know, and I'm sure so much that you don't know, but this you can know, that whatever happens, he's going to use this for your good, for his purpose is to display his life and his glory through your life to the world around. Have a blessed day today, guys, wherever you are. Thanks. Let me just pray for us, actually. Father, I just pray for everyone who's listening to this, that they would know, in the midst of a lot of not knowing, they would know this one thing, that you're going to cause this to work for good. In Jesus' name, amen. Be blessed, guys. Thanks, mate.